divine blessing on this last stage of the struggle we have pledged ourselves to carry through to freedom. Chapter 1. Gift-wrapped in a glistening membrane, the tips of 2 tiny hoofs were barely visible within the old mare's birth-canal. Her foal would be borne head first, like a diver plunging into life. Before the slow seepage of years leached away her colour, the mare had been a lustrous grey, with shadowy dapples like black pearls seen through a mist. Now she was a dingy white, but her head was still beautiful. The huge eyes and tiny muzzle, typical of Connemara ponies, held a hint of Arab antecedents, a reminder of the ancient folkloric connection between Ireland and Egypt. The cow-byre that served as her stable smelled of musty straw. Icy rain spattered on the tin roof with a sound like fat sizzling in a skillet. The little mare lay with her legs folded under her body. Her eyes were half closed, until her sides gave a violent heave. Flinging up her head, she turned to look anxiously at the man who knelt behind her on the straw. Henry Mooney had taken off his coat, and was working in his shirt-sleeves, as he tried to get a grip on the unborn foal. In spite of the cold, he was sweating. "Be easy now, pet. Be easy. You're doing grand," he murmured. His deep voice conveyed more confidence than he felt. "What's taking so long?" a woman called from the doorway. "You're as slow as a wet wick. We ate dinner without you, and the afternoon's almost over." Henry glanced up to see his mother silhouetted against spears of rain. "I'm doing my best, ma'am." "For a man who hasn't a blind notion what he's about," he added, under his breath. "Sorry, I can't hear you." Hannah Mooney picked her way toward him, across the straw. A rustle of fabric, a smell of damp wool. She was scowling. She habitually scowled at her eldest son. Nothing in Henry's appearance explained her displeasure. He kept his brown hair well brushed, and was always clean-shaven. His was a kindly face, intelligent rather than handsome. A broad penthouse of forehead rose above a shelf of dark brows. Eyes of a clear deep blue were bracketed with laugh lines. A heavy jaw was redeemed by a generous mouth, shaped for smiling. Henry was not smiling now. "I can hardly see what I'm doing, with you blocking the light, ma'am. Would you ever fetch me a lantern from the house?" Ignoring him, she shrugged off her black woolen shawl, to reveal a black flannel dress and jacket. No colour, no ornamentation, not even a wisp of lace. The high collar reached her jawbone. The weighted hem swept the ground. For 15 years, Hannah Mooney had worn, some might say flaunted, widow's weeds in their most extreme form. In this sombre attire she attended mass twice daily, stays creaking as she paced down the centre aisle to the front pew, a small woman, with a large talent for dominating space. Henry had once remarked that his mother sucked up all the air in a room. Pursing her lips, she gave her shawl a vigorous shaking that showered man and pony, and she slowly, deliberately, rearranged the shawl around her shoulders. At last she cleared her throat. As he knew he must, her son looked up. "A lantern, ma'am?" he prompted. She sniffed disdainfully. "There's enough light in here. No call to waste lamp oil. Besides, going back and forth in the rain hurts me rheumatics. I would be dry this minute if you'd come to the house to tell me what was happening." "I could hardly leave her like this. The poor pony is exhausted. I wish you'd sent for Bernard when I asked you to, ma'am. He knows more about horses than I do." "Why take your brother from work, when you was here already?" "My misfortune," Henry muttered. "Sorry?" He raised his voice. "I said it was Flossie's misfortune that you bred her to McGrath's stallion. He's a big horse, and she's an old pony. McGrath should have warned you the foal might be too large for her to deliver." "Mr. McGrath took pity on a poor widow in rags and jags, and let me have the service for half nothing," she replied smugly.